So today we are going to practice the question that you're going to question regarding logical volume management that you are going to get on note 2. The question is logical volume management and is also called LVM. So you are going to get total 3 into questions in your exam. I am assuming that you do have all the basic knowledge how to create partitions, how to create logical volumes. So I'm not going to go into the detail. I'm just giving you how you're going to get the questions in the exams. So first question that you're going to get is would be like this, that resize the logical volume LV0 to 500 M. This would be the question. So they will not tell on which disk this is built. They will not tell this, or they will not tell what is the name of volume group. They will not tell this. We don't know this. Also, they will not tell either you have to do LV extend, you have to extend it, or you have to run this command LV reduce, you have to reduce it. You don't know it. So that is not a problem. The question is like this: resize the logical volume to 500. If this question comes, simply what you're going to do, definitely the names and the sizes will be different in the exam, but it is going to give you an actual exam scenario. The names and the sizes could be different, but the structure would remain same. First thing what you're going to do, you're going to do ls blk, and from the output you have to find out where is lv0, which is mentioned in the question. Okay, this is LV0, and now what is the current size of LV0? It is 300, and in the question they have given you have to make it 500. So currently it is 300, you have to make it 500. That means you have to do LV extend. So things are clear. And moreover, we need what do we need? We need to know the, if we are going to run the command, we'll be needing the volume group on which this LVM is built. So no need to worry. You see, right beside the LVM, it is the volume group. The volume group name is V01. So we are good. We know we have to do the extend command. We know the volume group. We know the LVM size, everything. Disk is this, disk is not relevant. And another, if you do LVS, it will also give us that LV0 is built on V01 and its current size is 300 and required size is 500. Therefore, you need to do extend. So the only thing you are going to do, you will run the command lv extend hyphen L, and how much plus 300 is already the size. You want to add 200, very good. Now the size V01 and hyphen R at the end. This is first way of doing this. What you do, LV extend hyphen L, capital L plus 200. 300 is already there. If you add 200, it will be 500. You are through this command, you are telling it to make it add 200 more into the current LVM. The other command what you can use for the same purpose is LV extend hyphen L, and you give the exact size, no plus minus sign. This will also work. Whatever you feel comfortable, you can, and hyphen R at the end is mandatory, so that if you are increasing the partition, the file system over that which was limited to 300 must be extended along with that. If you press enter and okay, it is saying it's successful. Very good. Let's check LSBLK, and its size is 500. So first question is done. First question is done. Second question that you are going to get, second question would be create a swap partition, partition, swap partition of 512 M, whatever the size they give you, no problem at all, on STB, and make sure that you do not touch the existing swap. This would be the question. So nothing to worry about. It is saying that you have to build it on SDB, right? And second partition size should be this, and you have to make a swap. Okay, I will do LSBLK and let's figure it out. Okay, I have got SDB disk. Its size is 4 gigabytes, so plenty of space is there, no problem. I will do F disk /dev /SDB and make a partition of 502 M. And for new partition, press enter again, partition number 2, that's okay, enter. First sector we are not going to do anything here. Yes, we have to go to the last sector, and here we are going to define the size 500 200 M. Press enter and your partition is created. You only press W and it is saved. Now to check if the partition is created, you will do LSBLK, and you see I have a SDB2 partition that has 512 megabyte size. So first thing, the question was, look at the question. The question was create a swap partition of 502 mm on SDB. Okay, I've got the partition. I've got the partition of 512 mm. So what? Yeah. So I have this partition here. So I am going to make a swap on it. The command to make a swap is make swap on which dev SDB, and what is the partition number? 2. This partition number is automatically assigned as the one was already there. When I created a partition, it automatically gives a partition 2. Make swap. So swap is created. First thing I do, created a partition. Second, what I did, I run this command. Third, what I'm going to do, I'll make it boot persistent. I'll go to vi/etc fstab, and I've already have the entry here. I'll put in the device name /dev SDB2. This is the partition that I have created. Okay, it's a swap. It's a swap because file system is swap. This is not mounted anywhere. It is swap default 00. This is the entry that I'm going to make. Disk name, partition name. As there is no mount point, it is swap. File system, no file system, it is swap default 00. I'll save it and out. And to verify if my entry is correct, I will run the command swap on -a. Look, it hasn't given me any error. That means my entry in the HCFS tab is correct. I don't need to worry about anything. I'll do LSBLK and see the swap is already working now. The initial swap is already there. This is the swap that I have made. And one more thing, why this swap on -a is important? Because if you accidentally made an error in this FS tab, it will notify you that you have made an error. For example, look, if I would have go to /fs tab and I intentionally make an error in this, supposingly this. Let's save it. Okay, let's save it And now if I do swap on -a, it will say no. There is an error, no disk like this. So this is important. If I do swap on -a, it will tell us that I have made a wrong entry and I can correct it. Otherwise, if I made a wrong entry in the HCFS tab and I was not able to correct it, when the Red Hat or you yourself, you're going to reboot your machine, it is going to go into the emergency mode. And if you are not there to solve it, all your questions are gone. So this is important. Number one for this question, make a partition. I did that of 512 M, whatever the size they give you. The second thing what you're going to do, you're going to run a command make swap and the name of the disk. And third thing you're going to do is you're going to make an entry into HCFS tab. And the fourth thing that you're going to do is you're going to run swap on -a. If there's an error, you'll fix it. You'll fix the HCFS tab, otherwise you're good to go. So your second question is also done. First resizing, second making swap, and now comes the third question. So the third question you are going to get would be like this. The question would be, create a logical volume data store. There could be a different name on volume group named database on SDB. And now part A, volume group should have 16 PE physical extent P.E. This is the first question. As we know, the default size of physical extent when we are making a volume group is different. This is 4, and it is now asking us to make a volume group with the extent size of 16. Okay. The B part would be the logical volume should have 50 extents. So the size of the logical volume should be 50 extents. Okay. So C part would be it should have file system of ext4. Very good. D part would be it should be mounted on /data store. Very good. And E part could be make it boot persistent. If they don't say make it boot persistent, you will make it boot persistent, because all the tasks on the Red Hat exam should be boot persistent. So what you're going to do? The first thing what you're going to do is, okay, they have given you the volume group should have 16 P extent, and the logical volume should be the size of the logical volume should be 50 extent. So first thing you need to have a partition. The disk name is, first identify the disk name is the same SDB. And now we need a size of partition, and we need size of LVM, actual product, end product size. We need that. And they have not given us the partition number. That doesn't matter. Whenever we are going to make a partition, automatically it is going to assign a number, because already we have SDB2 and it is going to be SDB3 automatically, because we have made a swap on SDB2. So now we need to know how much partition do we need to create. So for the actual product, what we will do, VG extend. How many VG extend? What is the size of VG extend? It's 16. Multiply by the size of LVM extent. LVM, how many extents of LVM? 50. We are going to multiply them. It is going to be 800 M. So this is the end product that they have demanded. This would be the end product they have demanded. This is the home they want to build. So over a land or a big land SDB, we need to cut a plot on which this house will be. So we can say that we can have a plot of 900 M or a 1000 M, so that easily we can build a building of a house of 800 M on it. So if the end product logical volume size, how you going to get it? VG extent they give, multiply the extents they want us to give to LVM. If you multiply that, this is the end product, LVM size. So we are going to partition size. What will the partition size we're going to do? We're going to choose a partition size of 900 M or 1000 M. That is not going to affect our question, because what we are doing logically is we are creating a piece of partition of 1000 M, but the actual product will remain same, 800 M. So this is the scenario of getting the partition size and actual size of the LVM. After this, what you're going to do, fdisk/dev, and SDB is the disk that you're going to do. Okay. So what you're going to do, you want to create a new partition, and again partition number 3 automatically first sector. We don't need to do anything on the first sector. We'll go to the last sector, and what we're going to do, we're going to make a partition of 900 M. 800 M is the actual size, so we need a bigger plot to build a house of 800 M. So we have got this 900 M. Okay, we'll enter, and we'll make W, save it, and do lsblk to find out if the partition is created. You see, SDB3 partition is created. So we have a partition, and now what we are going to do, first thing we are going to do is we are going to create a volume group on it. So the command is pg create, and the name of the volume group is database, and what is the extent size that we want to give as per the question? The extent size is 16 M. You see, in the question they have said the volume group should have, in the question, you see, where is the question? Let me get it. Yeah, here is the question, that volume group should have 16 PE. So okay, so while creating the volume group, we are going to define, okay, the volume group should be made with the block size of a physical extent size of 16 M, and the disk on which this is going to be SDB3, because this is the partition. Enter, and the volume group is created, successfully created, database. The next thing, we are going to create a logical volume, and command is lv create hyphen L, as we already have multiplied here when we were identifying how much size, what is the end product size, we multiplied this, we know this is the actual size. Okay, no problem. We are going to define it here, 800 M hyphen N, and what is the name of the data store. Okay, let's make it data store, and dev on which volume group? Data base. This is one way of creating LVM command. This is the one way, and the other command is lv create. If you do small l and you only say okay 50 extents, in the question it was written that only need to give 50 extents, so we are going to use this command and ask the LVM to multiply with the volume group size itself. So no problem, we are going to give the data store /dev/data database, enter. Logical volume data store created. So both the command work, whatever suits you. So here volume group is created, logical volume is created, and now the file system what we are going to, they have given it to ext4. So we are going to have mkfs ext4, and we are going to define the path. Okay, database and data store. Okay, we are going to say make file system over it. So file system is created. Fourth thing, what we are going to do, we are going to create a mount point. Okay, the mount point could be whatever they've given you. Let's take data backup. For example, data backup is the mount point. We create a directory, and now we'll copy this whole path from here, and we're going to make it boot persistent. I'm going to go to the RHCSA tab and make an entry here. This is the device path, and the mount point is /data backup, and file system what we are going to use ext4 and defaults 0 0. This is the entry path, mount point that we have created, and file system default 0 0. We are going to save it, and after saving it we are going to verify if our entry in the RHCSA tab is correct or not, because it's important. If we have put in the wrong entry, when we are rebooting the machine or Red Hat will reboot our machine, it will go into the emergency mode and all the question done on that machine will be lost. So this is important. So what we are going to do, we are going to do mount -a. When we were verifying the swap, we were using swap on -a after this, after the entry of RHCSA tab. But when we are doing the LVM entry, we are going to verify it from mount -a. We'll enter, and it hasn't said any error. That means our entry is correct. If we reboot the machine, it is not going to go into the emergency mode. Let's do lsblk and find out. Look, /data backup, and this is created. So our question is done. No problem, our question is done. And one more thing. Look, lsblk output says the logical volume size is 800 M. If we do df -h and check the mounted file system, it is saying that the size of the file system is 770 M. That doesn't matter, because some of the data is used to when we are creating the volume group and LVM, some of this space is used to write those signatures. That doesn't matter. The only thing matter is if you are able to do this right, this is automatically right. You don't need to worry about anything. For example, if they say along with that question, if they say the range, the file system range, but anyhow, I would say just stick to that what I have told you. Whatever they are doing, don't worry about this df-h file system or the range. Whatever the end product size is, if you are going to do this, I'm telling you, you will get full 100% marks in the LVM question. Thank you very much.